Okay guys, welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, things have changed. If you've not been here before, well, go look at previous videos, things have changed. We are going to be doing a little blogging of updates about the books I'm reading from now on. This is Flamecaster by Cinda William Chima. Now, so far it's really good. I think I'm probably going to keep it, so I'm going to start highlighting stuff in here. Yeah, so that's the thing I'm going to do. So the first thing you meet is Adrian Solhan, or Ash for short, and he is a healer, and he mainly heals horses, but he wants to be able to heal humans because he wants to just be able to help in the war effort in some way, shape, or form. That's more than what he's been doing. So his father gets murdered right in front of him, and he runs away. Now, they had known that something dangerous was going to happen, but they didn't know what it was. And what the danger was Adrian was going to be kidnapped. Now, I don't know if they were going to kill him later after torturing him for information, or if they were going to use him in some way, shape, or form, because the Kingdom of Arden wants to rule all of the 7 realms, and the only realm that they haven't really gotten yet is the Queen of the Fells, the Queendom of the Fells, which is what Arden's mother, Adrian's mother, rules. She's of the Grey Wolf line. I don't know what that means officially yet, and in this world, magic is something you produce, and the only way you can control it is by wearing amulets that enhance it. And on the flip side, you meet Jenna, who is Flamecaster. She has this burning desire to blow things up, and it's only after the guy she's in love with, Riley, and a little girl named Maggie get killed by the King of Arden, King Gerard, in front of a whole bunch of people. Though Riley was protecting somebody, Britt Fletcher deserves to have died. But Britt Fletcher is part of a rebellion that's trying to overthrow King Gerard's rule. And it's like minor rebellion. It's not a big rebellion going on. So there is that. So the first couple of chapters are really the setup of how these characters got the way they were and why they're both hell-bent on destruction. Because it was a prince in exile thirsting for revenge, a girl with a curse striking back against a ruthless king. Together they will burn the kingdom to its rotten core. So even though it says he's a prince in exile, he's actually not in exile. They just think he's dead. So I don't know why it says exile. He has not been banished from his kingdom. His mother thinks he's dead. Okay? They think he died along with his father. That's that. And the girl with the curse, she thinks people died because of her, but it's not. It's just the way things are. So King Gerard doesn't like mages or magelings or wizards, or whatever they want to call them, and he uses them but kills them too because he just can't deal with it. So Adrian, now without his father, on the run, goes to this woman he met, Taliesin, who is the head of a school called Spiritus, where his father told him to go and learn magic from. So that's what he wants to do, but he also wants to get to Mistwork after he is eligible for it to continue learning magic, mainly healing poisons and things like that, because he's decided that he is going to kill all the commanders and bad people on King Gerard's side. That's his plan. Okay, so he goes to Odin's Forge, where the colleges are set up, where they have a peace treaty where nobody's supposed to go in and attack them. But he gets attacked by a Darien brother who drinks the blood of their victims and drains them. If they're mages, they have the ability to control magic. And that's what he was doing. He got on top of Adrian, or Ash, and was trying to drain him of his blood, slowly killing him, to cleanse him and cleanse him of his sin of being a mage. Okay, and there's a device that, when placed on top of a mage's, makes it where they can't move or can't control their powers at all. And it's called a Darien Stone, and it's actually quite powerful. Okay, so you meet Lila. I don't like Lila. Okay, I'm going to say it now. I don't like Lila at all. 0% like Lila. Lila at first seems like she's an okay person because she goes to see Ash to bring him to a party that they're all going to lighten up and have fun as they all leave for their break. And so at the party, she sees her and meets Destin Karn, who is a knight within King Gerard's there. And they're just chatting for a minute, and she realizes something is going on, and that her mug of ale is been turtled, which means it's been sleep powdered or poisoned, or something was messed with. So she swaps it out with Terrence, who is the person she was drinking with, and they all fall asleep. So it's just her and Destin. But she excuses herself to the ladies' room and then flees because she goes and saves Ash. Okay. So she goes and saves Ash from the Darien brother. And because she did that, she decides that we're going to flee and I'm going to take you back to the Fells where you'll be safe. Okay. So they're traveling that way, and Ash turtled her drink and made her fall asleep. When she woke up the next night, because I fell asleep during the day, Ash was gone. Ash was sorry. Okay. He split to go to Arden's court, where he wants to kill the king, because he's decided he's just going to up and kill the king now. King Gerard is on his shit list, and he's like, I'm just going to go to the main man, and I'm going to kill him. Okay? I'm just going to kill him. Because he's threatening my sister, he's threatening my mother, he killed my dad, he killed my oldest sister, and he's trying to kill me. I want it done. I want him gone. So he makes his way there, and he actually gets into the castle as a healer of horses, because he heals the king's horse Crusher. Well, not completely healed. Crusher still needs to heal, but figured out what was wrong and saved the horse from having to be put down, or for the infection that was inside the horse's poof to get worse. Okay, so he's where he needs to be. He just needs to work his way into the castle, to healing people in the castle, so that way he can get close to the king and kill the king by poisoning the king. Now, Lila shows up at the castle with the king. She works for King Gerard, the evil bastard who snapped a girl's neck simply because someone threw something at him, and it was disgusting something. And then he sat there and just slowly killed Riley. And you work for him as a spy informant of some kind? Like, what the hell, lady? I don't like you no more, okay? And I'm liking Destin just a little bit, and that's only because he's got a crap dad who beats the crap out of him and calls him so many names under his son. And since he's a mage, he has to walk the line of whether or not he's going to, be killed by King Gerard. Because once you go into the king's garden, you don't know whether or not you're going to come out alive. Because 90% of the time, you don't. So, he's now been tasked with finding Jenna. Because she's going to be sold to the Northern Islands. The Northern Islands. For some reason. They don't tell us why yet, but I'm going to assume that we're going to find out more about it. So I'm about 170 pages in so far, and yeah, I think I'm going to keep it because I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it now. For now, we'll see tomorrow when I update you about this tomorrow, whether or not I still like it, because it could change. It could change in a heartbeat, but we'll see. So I'll see you then. So Flamecaster by Cinda Williams. Chima. Why aren't people talking about this? It's good. It's good. I'm keeping it. I'm going to move on to the next one when I finish. I mean, like, I am almost 300 pages deep, and it's a 500 and something page book, and I've got to say, I've been enjoying it a lot. Like, a lot. Like, super a lot, okay? So, basically, from the last time we updated, things have gotten a little more serious, alright? So, Jenna's father's not dead, unfortunately. He was killed by Claremont. Claremont is dead, and Claremont we wanted dead because he's a brutal bastard who didn't deserve to live anyways, because he would just kill people for fucking fun. Okay, so we're glad he's gone. We're glad that Jenna killed him, and she tried to kill herself because she figured out that they were looking for her, and she had to protect herself. So she was pretending to be someone named Lyle Talbolt, a fortune teller. Or a truth teller who would tell truths. Destin found her after months of searching, and he had to actually get to the point where, hey, all women have to have their heads shaved so vermin can be treated, so the plague doesn't spread, because it's a fake plague, because he's trying to get this woman. And he's like, all boys with certain length hair have to do it as well. Now, to go away with it with putting her hair up, in a braid above her head underneath a hat for the longest time. And the Lady of Grace was the inn her dad ran. Now, they knew it was dangerous for her to be there, but they did it anyways because, parents love their children. You find out that she's actually adopted. She's not even his real daughter, but her real grandmother gave her up to them to protect her. And I'm going to think it's from this woman named Clestine. Is that not the name they gave? Wilhelmint is the name he was going by. That's Ash. We don't really want Ash at the moment. We'll talk about Ash in a minute. We want to talk about Hamish Fry. Why is Celestine hunting you? Who the fuck is Celestine? Is that her real mother? Is that the person who is hunting her from the Northern Isles? That is a very good question. Now, back to Ash, okay? Ash is currently working in the stables on the castle grounds, alright? So, he's helping Crusher, the horse that belongs to the king, to get better. And then he finds out when he wakes up one day that Crusher is going to go taken out hunting. And he's like, oh no, Crusher's not ready to do that. Crusher's definitely not ready to do that. And so they go out. Crusher's bucking wild and throws off the rider. And then Ash takes a look and notices that the horse, because he takes the horse by hand and calms the horse down, realizes that one of the horse's other legs is broken. Because of it, because the horse was trying to take pressure off its bad leg, and it took too much pressure and broke one of his other legs. So now he's got two lame legs, and then he finds out that it was the king that was bucked off, and the king's like, kill the horse. It's useless to me now. So Crusher's not dead. Sad. Very sad. Ash killed the horse per the king's orders. Reluctantly, he didn't want to, because Ash probably could have saved the horse, but he had no choice in the matter. And then Ash is up one night, about ready to go to bed, when a boy from the dog kennel says, the queen's dog is dying, you need to come help now. And so he goes to follow the boy, Sam, and then Sam sits there and leads him into the castle somewhere and blows dust into Ash's eyes, and Ash is like, are you lost? Get out paper, map, whatever. Let's go find somebody to ask how to get there. And the boy blows dust into his eyes, and he says, Father, I did it. Now, give me my money, and I don't want to see all this death. And gets killed for it. The dust is actually Darian's Dorn grounded to dust that's in his eyes, his mouth, his nose. Now, he can't see at all. So he's stumbling, and there's a Darien brother now after him because he recognizes that's what's happening. And so he flees, and when he flees, he actually burns the Brotherhood, Darien brother, and he goes up the stairwell to the kitchen, which he can figure out because of all the heat and everything, and he knocks a barrel of oil, lubricant, whatever you want to call it, down the stairs that the brother is chasing him up after having sliced Ash's ankle trying to destroy his Achilles heel, and shoots flame down the stairwell, and it kind of blows up the kitchen area. So he gets out, and he's looking back. He washes his eyes because he can't see now. He can't see nothing. So he's washing his eyes out, hoping to get his sight back. He realizes that Hammond, the kitchen cook, is stumbling out, and his back is on fire. So when Hammond falls to the ground, he rolls Hammond over to smother the fire, and then rolls him back over and rips up his shirt, and then proceeds to heal him right then and there. And when he's done healing, he sits back, and there's the King of Arden saying, "You're a miraculous healer." Put him into a guest room, and then he's forced into a guest room where he is forced to bathe, and then he goes to sleep after Lila confronts him. Lila's like, "I need to figure out how to get you out of here because now your life's in danger because of this. Why do you come here? You should never came here." And he's like, "Why do you care? What are you doing here?" She's like, "Business." And he's like, "What do you do for business?" And she's like, "None of your business." And he's like, "Okay, well, you mind your own business and I'll mind my own business, and we can go about our day and not interact with each other." And she's like, "You'll find that's hard to do." The next morning he wakes up, and 5 black guards rush into the room with a collar, and he is now collared. So he's now technically a servant, a slave to the king. And Mark, who is a blackbird guard there, who is also collared, says, "You'll get used to it. There's nothing I can do about it. Sorry." So he brings Ash to the King of Arden, King Guard, and King Guard's like, "You are going to be part of the healers. You'll go with Master Morale, and you will heal people there. That's your job from now on. Tell Master Morale I want you to get a full set of everything you need for your kit, because you're going to be a healer now in the Royal's Court, the Royal Guild of Healers." So he's brought before the Master, Master Morale, and Master Morale's like very upset about it because obviously he doesn't want somebody who can do better than him in his area of expertise. And Marcus like, "You want me to go tell the king that you don't want him here?" And he's like, "Fine, he can stay, you'll have to room with somebody. I'll get your kit together." And the kit has poison in it, and he's like, "I didn't ask for water hemlock, I asked for cameline." And the guy's like, "Those freaking assistants." Like, he didn't do it himself, so he went and go get the correct one. And the guy's like, Mark was like, "What is water hemlock?" He's like, "It's a poison." Because he knows it's poisons. So he's like, Master Morale's like, "Go to the garden since you think you know how to differentiate plants from each other." So that's where he's at. Now, Jenna is being carried into the castle currently with a severe wound and probably dying from it. And that's where we've stopped. So Jenna's on the verge of death. We don't know if Jenna's going to live or not, but I'm going to assume she is because obviously this is called Flamecaster and Jenna is the Flamecaster. So she's obviously has to live. So that's where we're at right now. It's going really good and I'm enjoying it a lot. Okay? I'm enjoying it a lot. So we'll get back to you in the next update once I am through. Okay? update for Flamecaster by Cinderella. Okay, so I believe where we left off, I don't really remember all too much where that was. Okay, so where we left off. Ash got himself in a lot of trouble. He's now a healer in the palace with a collar on, so he has to do what he's told or he gets tortured by the collar. So that's where we left off with him. In the next chapter, he wakes up and he gets a call to go heal Jenna, because Jenna's now in the castle, but she's actually in a cell down in the basement, the dungeon, because obviously they don't know what to do with her at the moment, and she's very, very, very injured. So, being very, very injured, she needs a healer. Master Morel, who is the healer leader, the chief leader, went down there and said by her aura, oh, she's gonna live, and then walked off. Didn't even check her, didn't even look at her, didn't even inspect her in any way, shape, or form, because he didn't want to touch her for some reason. I don't know. Okay, but that sun is very bright right now, and that's good. But Ash is called down there for a double opinion because Karn is like, I don't know, I think we need another opinion to make sure she's actually healing and she's going to be fine. Ash went down there and tried to be nice to her. When she first walked in, she's like, oh, you brought a wolf to see me. And Ash is like, shit, how'd she recognize that I'm from the Grey Wolf line? That's not good, that's terrible. That's bad for me. I hope she doesn't say anything. So, he convinces Karn that she's talking nonsense, because obviously she doesn't want to be healed by anybody, because she wants to die. And so he inspects the sword, the dagger that did the damage to her body, and then went in there and inspected her. He tried 2 different ways of healing her. He wanted to take away pain using his magic, but he couldn't. So he gave her, a tonic for it, like a leaf that took away the pain for him. And then he tried doing something else to officially assess that wound and heal, but he couldn't. So he had to look at it physically. So when he looked at it physically, he was like, okay, well, you're resisting magic, and I can't do anything about that, but what I can do is I can heal you. So he goes to heal, and by what he does is that he sucks out all of the poison out of her, to make sure that she'll live. So now her wound will have to heal naturally, but she will officially live. Yay. He saved her. Obviously, if he hadn't have, he would have been killed. So when Karn, Destin Karn, they both would have been killed if she hadn't have lived. So they had no choice but to heal her as quickly as they could. And then he went to a party that Lila pulled him to celebrate the solstice. I don't know if it's the winter or the spring solstice or the summer solstice or whatever solstice. It's just a solstice. But before we get to that, I want to go back to the fact that when Ash tried to do something with Jenna, their minds connected and they saw each other's lives, to the happenings in it, and how they are both under the rule of wanting to get vengeance and to destroy the king. And they both realize that they now know each other's secrets. She knows that for sure, because she looks at him and she sees wolves, that he is from the Fells and that he is most definitely part of the Grey Wolf line. And he knows that she's definitely a person who has blown up a lot of stuff and is very dangerous. He also knows that she has a connection to the dagger in some way, shape, or form, but he doesn't really know why or what it is. So, the solstice is, of course, a celebration for mages, but it's also a celebration for the other people saying, yay, we made it through another year, hope everything's good for the next year, all that lovely stuff. So, well after the solstice, when they're trying to drink their drink, I don't know if it's ale or whatever, it's called Wesling, the taster for the king drinks it and falls over almost immediately, realizing that, hey, look, poison. So Master Morale is called up there to take a look, and when all of that chaos, the queen, before the cup can be taken away from her, drinks her cup because she knows, hey, it's poison, it's going to kill me. Karn, who actually cares about the queen because she's like the nicest person in the entire fucking kingdom, says, you, Adam Freeman, who is Ash, need to heal her, like, now. I don't care what you got against the royal family or anything like that. You have to heal her because she's a nice person and she doesn't deserve to die. So he literally goes up there, and Master Morale is pushed out of the way because he's like, I'll inspect her, you inspect the taster. And he's like, no, go away. She's gonna die if you do. And that's gonna be everybody's heads. And so he sits there, inspects her, and realizes what the issue is. He tells Karn, here, this is what I need you to do. Like, put it in water, soak it, the medicine herbs, and bring it back to me. So when it's brought back, he puts half of it down her throat, and it actually revives her, and she lives. And she's like, here, give the other half to the taster. But they're like, the taster's dead, so just give it all to the queen. And the queen wakes up and says, I had the most beautiful dream. I dreamed that I died. That's sad, right? That's very sad. Very, very sad. So that's where I ended. We'll see what happens when I read again. So, see you in the next clip. Okay. Update time. Flamecaster. Is that a good angle? Oh, no, this is a good angle. Okay, so Flamecaster, Sinden William Chima's update. Okay, so, the Empress Celestine from the Northern Islands is extremely smart and knows that the mage-marked girl has been found, Jenna. So she's sent an envoy with an emissary to meet and trade some lovely stuff. She's given diamonds. She's given some liquid silver, which is apparently poison, but Ash lied and said it was good luck shit in the hopes that he would die because he wants the king dead, and a weapon along with an army for the Major Mark girl. What the hell is so important about Jenna? Seriously, what's so important about this girl? What is it about her that makes this queen empress go gaga for wanting her? The sword that belongs to her is for bloodsworn warriors. So is she a bloodsworn warrior, or is she the empress's daughter, or what is she? Also, Ash and Jenna kissed. Like, oh boy, they have an attraction going. They've kissed twice, and they've almost did the naughty. But Ash, being level-headed and smart, stopped because, like, blackbirds outside the door. Not very wise to be doing that with a prisoner when you are a prisoner yourself, even though you have more freedom than said prisoner. Yeah, no, okay? And then, King Gerard is an asshole, okay? So, the Thanes are tired of providing money and soldiers and their own children for a war that's been going on for 25 years because he was slighted. Okay, so Ash's mother was asked to marry King Gerard so he could unite the Seven Realms. She said no, and so he started a war with her. That has gone nowhere. It's been a stalemate for 25 years now. And the things are starting to rebel. Like, there's one thing, Mailton, he has slit some blackbirds' throats and has taken off after finding out that his wife has been taken from their homes, wherever they live, and sequestered away by the king's demand. Probably as a way to keep the Thanes in line and continuing, because a lot of them are tired of fighting for a war where nothing good is happening. Like, nothing good, nothing at all, okay? So, yeah, that's what's going on. The queen is still weak from poisoning. Queen Marina is still weak for poisoning. But yeah. Oh yeah, Delphi has fallen. So rebels have finally taken over Delphi and everything. Ash is not very happy about Delphi falling because in battle the king would be harder to get at than before because this guy is like decked out in so much protection that it's not even funny what's going on. Also, the stupid principal of the Church of Methuselah is an asshole. And he really, really doesn't care. Oh, and the king's, mistress? She was killed. Because a viper found its way into her bed. And it was probably not her fault that the viper was there. But the king still ended her life. Yeah. Ash wants to kill the king within a day before Jenna is shipped away, and a trade is made before Jenna goes off to the Northern Islands. So, we're getting somewhere. It's getting interesting. I don't know how he's going to do it, but it's I'm rooting for Ash. I really am. I mean, he deserves it and everything. So, definitely rooting for Ash. I hope he wins. Yay. I'll catch you in the next update. Okay? Guys, last clip for this. So, I have officially finished Flamecaster by Cinda William Chima, and this is a very terrible lightness. YouTube channel. So, thoughts. That was getting a little distracting. Okay, can't do distractions. Thoughts. Okay. The last couple chapters were wild. Jenna nor Ash wanted Jenna to go with the emissary. Okay, the emissary wanted to know why the Empress wanted her so bad. They brought along a juvenile dragon as a show of, here, you can have this. But the guy's like, I want an army, and I want an army. Go give me an army. Okay, an army. Alright. So, they're like, okay, well, we can talk about this. The emissary's like, we can talk about this. We can talk, and see what we can do. And he's like, no, I want an army. You go get me an army, or there's no deal. Okay? No deal at all. I think I'm a little too dark. Here. Does that make me better? Light? Okay, yeah, it does. Funny how my computer can make my light better in my room. It's really weird. So, yeah. Ash and Jenna decide that what they need to do is they need to blow up the ship to prevent them from being able to just swipe Jenna and bring her back to the Empress. Which apparently wasn't the plan all along, but we'll get into that. So, Ash and Jenna, well, Ash gets all the information he needs to blow up the thing. He gets Lila to help him gather all the stuff up, and they go to blow up the ship. Okay, while they're down in the, Ash goes down in the bunker to free the dragon, because he wants to free the dragon so that way they can't use a dragon to attack his mother's queendom. And Lila goes to set up the place. And then she comes down and goes, yeah, there's the priest from, what is it called again? Darien. Up there massacring people looking for you. And he's like, okay, great. I can't do anything. I can't do physically nothing because I don't have the ability to do tech magic because of this collar. So Jenna pulls out a key and goes, here. I was going to say this so I can drag you back to your parents in the queendom, because apparently her father is a general to the queen of the Fells. She's a half Fells, half Southern Islander, and General Bryce is her father. So she's really Lila Bryce, and so yeah. She's like, I promised to bring you back, so I gotta do that. So she takes the key, and she unlocks his collar, and he's finally able to do things. So he unlocks the dragon's collar, and the dragon helps destroy things, and then the dragon bursts free. Now, while all that is happening, Evan Strangward, I think that's his name, because, oh fuck, I just ripped my page. It's a good thing it's the last page, and I don't really care about that page. Evan, why can't I get your last name? Strainward. He and a couple of his guys get into the tower where Jenna is, thanks to Destin Karn, who apparently was his informant all along, and they were doing some kind of deal or another. Probably to bring down the king. Yeah, a lot of people wanted the king dead. A lot of people. So, they go in there and they're interrogating her, and then they decide that they need to kill her. And, things kind of get on fire because Jenna defends herself, and, 2 of his crew gets burnt while he and his best, steward, Teza, disappear into the night, right? Okay. Then the dragon kind of breaks her tower down, and she and the dragon disappear off into the ends. So that's good, because I thought she was going to die or something, or be a prisoner. So that happens, right? Ash, of course, has a bunch of priests dead at his feet, and he's like, okay, I gotta go get Jenna. because that's the whole point. So when he goes up there to go bust out Jenna, he gets confronted by Jared Montaigne, the king, okay? And the king pushes him. That's how he finds out about it. He pushes him over the ledge. Ashley's like grabbing onto the gargoyle, and he's like, shit, I'm hanging here. And the king's like, I thought every person had red hair. And he's like, what do you mean? A demon literally thinks he's a physical demon and not actually a human. And that's probably why he thought killing mages was the best thing, because they think mages are literally demons and they don't belong in the world. So, he pulls out a syringe, pricks the king with it, because he's hanging low, and the king doesn't even know it's been pricked as he's going along in his monologue. And, then he gets, hit in the back of the head and falls out of the tower to the ground. Guess who did that? His lovely wife. Queen something or another. I forgot her name. Queen Marian, I think it is. Queen Marina. Queen Marina, okay? So, she had been the one attempting to kill him. She put a snake in his mistress's bed to kill him. He tried to poison him with a drink during the festival, and then she thought she'd drink it so to disperse displacement on her, because he had started beating on and wailing on and verbally abusing his daughter, and she was like, no, I put up with your shit, you're not doing that to my daughter. So now the king is dead, and her son's going to assume the throne as King Jared, and she's hoping he's going to take viewpoints from her, and that the kingdom is no longer going to fight the Fells, and all that stuff. And Adam Freeman has been released to the throne of keeping people alive. And so he and Lila decide to go home after trying to search for Jenna. He hopes Jenna's alive because he doesn't want her dead. Obviously, they have this thing going on where they're like passionately in love somehow or another. Attractions. They're not actually in love, but they're just like, I'm attracted to you, you're attracted to me, let's get into a relationship and learn more about each other. So, yes. And then Evan Strangward and Teza are talking in a bar, low voices, about how they hope Jenna's dead so that the Empress Celestine cannot get a hold of her. And then, of course, I'm trying to block that. It's not gonna work. They, talk about how, well, what is she gonna do now? She's like, she's gonna continue hunting me. So, he's actually not the emissary, obviously, that was sent by the Empress Celestine. He is actually running from her. Ain't that something interesting? So Queen Celestine seems like to be the big bad and not the actual small bad, which is what Jared is. Yeah. So that's the end of the novel, and I cannot wait to read the next one, which is Flamecaster. Then I also found out that the Shattered Realms is actually a direct sequel of the Seven Realms. Wonderful. Why didn't you say that? Why didn't you say this is a continuation of the other one? Because, it doesn't make sense why you wouldn't tell us that, hey, you need to read the Seven Realms in order to be able to understand shit of all things. Because there's 4 books in that series, okay? The Demon King, the Exiled Queen, the Grey Wolf Throne, and the Chrism Crown, which are all about Ash's parents and their kingdom and getting together and all that bullshit. And I didn't realize that until I looked it up about this and then what other books she wrote. So, yeah, I might have to actually go ahead and start purchasing those. But I might do that after I finish this series. I will already know what happened in the future when her children are born. Yay! Such a lovely thing. So, my favorite character was Ash Hansen, or Adam Freeman, or as his real name is Adrian Solhan. He's really wicked smart when it comes to poisons and healing, and he's very good at thinking on the fly more than anything, especially in the last half of the book. He's literally thinking on the fly as things go on because he has to. So this little silver stuff, which he called white magic, was actually poison that he had, and he slipped into the king's things from the Empress Celestine to ward off evil and stuff, and he hoped the king would use it, which the king was. It just made him more paranoid and on guard and unapproachable. Because, like, the guy was tightening security so much. He didn't even think his wife was the one that was trying to kill him. And she's the one who actually pushed him over and ended his life. And she's like, how many assassins does it take to kill a king? Because there's a bunch of people that were trying to assassinate him. A bunch. Okay. Okay. My most disliked character was King Gerard Montague. He's killed so many people and planned to kill way more. And it was all because Ash's mother said no to marrying him, to unite the Seven Realms, because she's like, no, you're evil, you want to kill mages, and I'm a mage, and so is a bunch of other people in my life, and so, no. So he started a war with her kingdom because of it. Spiteful little prick. I mean, when you first meet him, he literally snaps a little girl's neck, a 7-year-old girl's neck. Can you believe that? I wanted to kill him myself then. And then he sat there and slowly killed off Riley, Jenna's first love. Now Jenna's new love, Ash, is going home. Was it all as memorable? The fact that no one knew why Jenna was wanted by Empress Celestine. King Jared didn't know. Evan Strangward did not know. Teza did not know. Jenna did not know. Her father did not know. Nobody knows why. And now she's got a dragon, and it's not as flamey as you think. Okay, so the one thing I don't like about it, I'm going to tell you this now, is that in Flamecaster, it says Flamecaster. You would think it's all about flames and explosions, and it talks about together they will burn the kingdom to its rotten core. No flames happen. Okay, no burning of anything is besides the blow up of a ship. That's literally it. Like, yes, sure, she's blowing up stuff in Delphi, but that's not in the kingdom itself. It's not the whole kingdom. They're not hitting and running. Basically, it's about a dragon, and it comes in at the very end, and it's a dragon that can do flames. And Jenna, who is connected to this dragon some way or shape, because she can talk to the dragon telepathically, and the dragon can talk back. So that is, yeah, it's a little disappointing that Flamecaster is not all about the flames. I thought it'd be more like boom and explosions and fire and all that stuff. Many guards death, many shoulders death, but no, not really, no. My favorite passage from the story is, then Adam smiled, full on, genuine smile that warmed her to the core. But maybe it was foolish. Maybe they looked like a pair of loons, grinning at each other in a dungeon cell. Maybe it would all be all ashes and regret tomorrow. But she couldn't help smiling back. So Jenna and Ash sneak some time together by him going in there to check up on his patient. And they kiss and they get a little frisky. Nothing really happens because, I mean, like, they can't risk being walked in on because it'd be a little strange for a prisoner and a healer to get freaky. But they like each other a lot. And it does help that when they touched magic to whatever she is, they saw each other's lives in brief flashes. Like, he saw the stuff she did, like blowing up mines, working and all that stuff. And she saw that. His father dying, saw him going around killing people, and that he's there to kill the king. But what she also saw before she even touched him, because that's something she can see, is wolves. So she knew immediately, from the first moment she saw him, that he was a gray wolf, of the gray wolf lines. though he can't inherit because he's a boy and it's only for women, which, good on you. I love that. Their explosions of feelings for each other stem from that. Like, they're irresistible to each other. So I'm thinking it's more like a slightly soulmates, destiny type deal thing going on there, but we won't know because at the moment they're not even together as in a relationship. And he doesn't even know whether or not she's alive, and she doesn't know whether or not he survived. My favorite quote: "It's easy to die, Mageling," Taliesin said, stroking his hair. "It's staying alive that's hard work." And boy, is she not wrong. It is hard work staying the fuck alive. It's a struggle every day, because you could die at any time, and it's easier to die than it is to, you know, get up in the morning and go to work, because, I mean, you could go to work and die. You could fall asleep and die, and eat some food and choke to death. I mean, like, it's easy to kill people, as shown through our thousands of years of murdering each other. It's really easy. It's avoiding death that's actually a little hard in the world. Oh, I just spit, and that was disgusting and gross. What I thought about the ending of the book. Okay, so Jenna's not dead. I'm so happy about that, because that would ruin the book in its entirety, and I would have been trash and throw it away. Because you can't do that to me. You make me like a character, and you just Rebecca Yarros, I hate that you killed him, and I'm going to get you for that. Okay. Ash is returning home, which I'm happy about because he hasn't seen his mother or his younger sister, the only two people left in his family alive, in 4 years, and he really needs to get back with them. Lila's going with, I don't know what to make about Lila, because she's just a smuggler and a con artist, but she is apparently working for the Fells, for her father and the Queendom, though, I don't know, it's just a tad weird. Okay. Keston Karn is a snake. Why do I think he's a snake? Because he's playing both sides. And yes, I understand that he didn't like the king and he wanted the king dead because the king was not collaring him, but controlling him in a way that was terrible. He also, his father was also doing the same thing, and I hope his father dies. That would be a good thing for him. But he was the reason why Evan Strangward came along. He was the informant that told Evan Strangward everything. He's the one that was pulling strings, because even though he is a great interrogator, he is also very good at pulling strings and stuff. And even Evan says, I don't want him to speak to me. I don't want him to behold me. I want him to go on and live his life. I hope his dad dies. I'm glad the king's dead. And I want him to just live a free life by the sea somewhere, happy as can be. So, yeah, I don't really like Destin Karn, and I still don't like Lila Bryce, unless she's redeeming herself just a tad bit, okay? The king is dead. Yes, that bastard deserved it, and I'm so happy about that ending. So that's all good things, and, you know, there was a couple of woe spots within it, but I'm glad of that, so I'm really hoping the next book is even better, but from what I've seen, it's gonna do more about Alyssa, or Liz, as Ash likes to call his sister, the new queen, who will be queen once her mother passes on the queendom. And I don't know if I like that, because you set up the thing to have Ash as the main character, and then you switch it to Alyssa being the main character in the last 3 books. Unless it switches back and forth between Alyssa and Ash, in which case I can accept that in a certain roundabout way, but I want Ash and Jenna more than anything. What book to remind me of? A little like The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Evil people being killed dead, evil people, people being set on the throne, trying to stop things that shouldn't happen from happening. Jenna and Judy are slightly correlating in the fact that Jenna wants to be somebody and do something and free her people, and Judy wants to stop being oppressed as a human. And that's about really the likeness of it. I mean, Hayden is not really forceful as is Ash's. I'm like, I'm gonna go out and do what I need to do. This book is, as part of a series called Shattered Realm, and there are 4 books in a series, and it's also the sequel to the 7 Realms series, which also has 4 books. So it's like an 8-book thing. I rated this a 4 because it didn't have a lot of the whole. The book is called Flamecaster. There should have been more flames and more of her casting flames. I mean, like, she's obviously not able to do flame magic as we know it, but she should have been able to do something. She's like part fucking dragon or something. I don't know, because she got dragon scales that foam on her hands and her arms and claws. You find that out when she burns up the tower trying to prevent these guys from killing her. And she survives it because he doesn't do nothing to her. Fire does nothing to her but give her scales. She's like dragon scales. It's like, I just wanted more of that action than anything. It's more like a slow plot and tweak of assassination more than anything, because it mainly focuses on there's attempts for the assassination of the king and attempts of, the politicking in the war. That is all I have to say on that. Okay? So, I keep saying so. I need to cut that out of my vocabulary, like, super quick. If you guys think I deserve a like, comment, or a lovely subscription, you guys can drop that down below. I will see you next illusion.